TOHO, Lake TOHO, Lake TOHO. Lake TOHO, for those of you who don't know, Lake TOHO cost me about $3,500. No joke. So for those of you who don't know, we had tournament practice, okay? We went to Kissimmee and Lake Kissimmee. That town is... Anyway, so we go out there. We get out. We had a tournament scheduled the weekend after. We went the weekend before to pre-fish. All good. All good. We get out there. We launch the boat. Get around. Go to the main channel. Give it gas. And what do we hear? Beep. Ready overheating. Stop. What was that beep? You might ask. Boat overheating. I'm like, okay. Might have gotten some hydrilla. Get it cleared out. Give it to it again. We get up on plane. I'm like, all right, here we go. Beep. Boom. Overheating again. Back it up. I stand up on the boat. The whole Lake TOHO. Whole thing. Hydrilla. So we take it nice and easy with the trolling motor. Get down to where we're going to. Hour and a half to get there because we just trolled. Come on, easy. We're fishing. I caught one fish. I'll put the video up right about here somewhere. I'll throw the video in there. And we go to a couple different spots, and same thing. Boat keeps overheating. So I keep stopping, backing out the hydrilla. Finally, towards the end of the day, we caught about 2-3 fish. I'm like, let's just head back. I got an idea of where we're going to fish for the tournament. Come to the main channel. Beep. Yeah. The dreaded long beep. What's the long beep mean? The long beep means yo shit is in limp mode. It means yo ass ain't going nowhere. Every time I kept turning on, stuck in limp mode. So we were only maybe like about, say, 300 yards from the ramp. Tell my wife, let's just troll there. Something's going on with the motor. Now, I wasn't sure if it was overheating or not because it was throwing a long beep. It could have been oil pressure, anything, but I was sure it was overheating. It was pissing the whole time, though. So, I don't know. Anyway, I tell my wife, listen, we're going to have to troll into there. Now, one thing about trolling in Lake TOHO. The hydrilla, have you ever eaten spaghetti and you use your fork to twist and you pull up the nice chunk of spaghetti and you put it in your mouth? Your trolling motor comes up looking like that every single time. So it is so heavy that you keep having to pull that trolling motor up, and it's got to be an extra 10 to 12 pounds on trolling motor. Okay? We get to the boat ramp, and I tell my wife, listen, I'm gonna pull this trolling motor up. I go to pull it, and guess what happens? Rope snapped. Now the motor don't work. The trolling motor's stuck down. Yep. I tell my wife, listen, we're going to have to manually put this boat onto the trailer. Now, for those of you who don't know, okay, these boats, my boat, I don't care, has to be powered on the trailer. You can't just kind of cruise it on and, no, this boat, this the way this trailer is, just don't do that. Okay, because no matter what, here's the roller, your nose is always under it. Always. Always. You're never going to go up the roller. You have to power it up. It goes on a roller. That's how my boat is. That's how my trailer is. That's how my system that they made works. So with that said, my wife had to dump the trailer all the way underwater. Then I went in, got it hooked up. We were rocking it in place, getting it. We finally got it where it sat onto the trailer. I'm like, cool, man. It's been a rough day, man. It's been a rough day. Trolling motor cable, no big deal. It came apart at the little piece I screwed on, so I could fix that. No big deal. Oh, let's just go home, take it to the dealer, and find out why it was going into guardian mode, which means limp mode. So we did all that. Then I pull the boat out a bit. I go to hit the trim up because, you know, when you got your boat down, it's trimmed down. If you can't trim your boat up, you can't pull your boat out because the bottom of the lower end will scrape the concrete all the way back home. I go to put the trim up. Yeah. Now the trim up don't work. I'm like, are you kidding me? We can never leave TOHO. So, for those of you who don't know, if your trim, yes, I know. Put up your hydraulic jack plate, right? Which I don't have because I'm too fucking cheap to get a hydraulic jack plate. We'll get into that. Trim don't want to go up. So I'm like, how the hell do we do this? So I went online. I'm going to fast forward. I found out a way to manually jack up the motor. You crack a screw on the side, and it releases the hydraulic fluid, and you can pull it up by hand. I did that. I went to pull it. I'm like, this thing is still stuck down. It don't want to budge. Yeah. Not that it don't want to budge. The problem is, the goddamn thing weighs 650 pounds, and it wasn't stuck. I couldn't move it. I don't know if it's weak bitch syndrome. Couldn't move it. My wife couldn't move it. So I get 3 other people to come help us. Finally, after talking shit and being made fun of because I have a Mercury and I don't have a Suzuki, and being made fun of because the first thing they said was, hey, jack up your jack plate. I didn't have a jack plate, which is why TOHO cost me $4,000. Just wait. So, it took 3 guys with a rope doing tug-of-war to pull the motor up. I grabbed the bottom, we lifted it, locked it in place. Finally get it there. It is what it is. I'm like, I'm just going to go to the dealer. They're going to fix the trim. You know, brand new motor. Why wouldn't you fix the trim? Awesome, right? Awesome? No. So now, mind you, boat's in guardian mode. Don't want to run. Trolling motor cable stuck. I got it up. Trim don't want to come up. Trim's broke. All right. Cool. We stopped in Kissimmee at one of the gas stations. And Kissimmee's crazy. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you what I think about Kissimmee. I'll put it in here. What's going on, guys? We're at a place right now called Grillers. It's a Puerto Rican restaurant in Kissimmee. And I'll tell you something about Kissimmee. And before you guys get all butthurt, I am Puerto Rican. All right? Puerto Rican people out here, it's crazy. They drive like they're in New Jersey and New York. We almost had like an accident. People are flying. They got the little lowered cars like they're in New Jersey. This is like Puerto Rico to the max out here. But like I said, I am Puerto Rican, so don't cry about it. Speaking about my own people. But we're at this place called Grillers in Kissimmee. We're going to get some food and see how it goes, so stay tuned. I tell my wife, listen, could you go inside and grab me a Red Bull, sweetie? I need to put the poles and stuff on the boat. I'm in there. I hit my power trim. The motor trims up. Fuck. When this happened, the bow, the helm, and the stern, all the switches only worked for down trim. Nothing worked for up trim. Now, if the helm and the bow don't work, the one on the motor has to work. That is the last on the end of the chain. If the one on the motor don't work, something is messed up with either the switch or the relay. My wife comes out. I'm like, hey, the trim works. Damn it. She's like, why are you so mad? Here's why I'm mad. You guys know about warranties. If they can't mimic the problem, they're not going to fix it. I should have recorded it. Took it to the dealer. I went there on a Monday. I dropped it off and said, hey, trim's not working. I need it fixed. Well, they told me they didn't. Now, mind you, the tournament was on Saturday. I dropped it off. The tournament was on Sunday. I dropped it off Monday. Mind you, I did drop it off with no appointment and told them to fit me in. Okay? Monday goes by, they didn't get to it. Tuesday goes by, I didn't get to it. Wednesday goes by, I didn't get to it. Thursday goes by, Hurricane Helena's coming. But Thursday morning, I said they put the computer to it. It overheated. No duh, man. I know it's shit overheated. We can't mimic the trim problem, so we can't fix the trim. I'm like, okay, what can I do if this ever happens again so I could carry a relay with me? But I'm not sure if it was the relay. Was it the relay? Was it the switch? I did remember one guy at the boat ramp telling me, just jack up your jack plate. Well, I had a manual one. Couldn't do it. On the water, couldn't. Didn't have a socket and the right stuff. So I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to put a jack plate on. Back it up to Tuesday, I had told them, throw a jack plate on. They went to Bob's Machine Shop, got the jack plate. Jack plate was in on Wednesday. The whole jack plate system, I put the 12-inch action plate with the gauge in the front. I'll do a video on the jack plate, so I'm not going to show that on the video. There is a jack plate on the boat now. I'll probably bring the camera over just to kind of show you. All right, so it's got the Bob's Machine Shop jack plate on it. Okay. They said they'd have it done for me by Saturday, so I could go to the tournament on Sunday. Well, Thursday they're telling me we're not sure if we're going to get it done. So me being the half Guinea, Italian, Sicilian, Puerto Rican with the big ass mouth from up north, cursed the guy out. You know where that got me? That got me to fuck you status, where he was like, check it out. So you're going to miss your tournament because I'm not going to touch your boat till Tuesday. Come to today, which is Wednesday. Missed the tournament, had to reschedule an Airbnb and get the tournament fees reimbursed to continue the next tournament. So my mouth got me jacked up. But we do have the Bob's Machine Shop action plate. I'll do a video on that. And the reason why I don't like talking money because I'm not rich, but every time I watch a video and I see somebody, I always ask, what did it cost? So just so you know, this 12-inch setback Bob's Machine Shop jack plate with the power trim at the steering wheel and the gauge cost me $3,400 because the labor was $1,100 to put it on. You might ask, why don't you just do it yourself? Here's why. Because once you pull that motor off, you void the warranty on your hull, you void the warranty on your transom, you void the warranty on your motor. If the dealer does it, I still have a warranty on the motor, the transom, the jack plate, and the transom mainly. So that's why I paid $1,000 because it was, if I crack something or something breaks or the motor, it could easily cost more than $1,000. So for those of you who say, why don't you do it yourself? I got a tractor, man. I could lift this motor up in my bucket and my tractor and I could send this motor to friggin' South Africa holding it up in the air. I didn't want to mess around with that stuff. But, so you know, Lake TOHO, my friend, $3,400 for your hydrilla mat, your beautiful hydrilla mat that you presented us with that we should be gracious to have. Lake TOHO, I'm coming for you. Next tournament. But just so you guys know, that is my story of how I messed this damn thing up and it cost me that much money. But now we have a jack plate. There will be a video on the jack plate coming up and a couple more videos. I actually bought, because of the overheating problem, I actually went and bought a vessel view, which is a Bluetooth thing that connects to the motor, which will, when it beeps, it will tell me why it's beeping. Because when it beeps, it could be multiple things. But now I have the vessel view, which there will be a video on the vessel view, which tells me why it's overheating. So now I know if the trim gets messed up again, I could jack that motor up and take it out. I know if I get a beep sound, I can hook up the vessel view and see what's going on. So all together, with the vessel view and everything, this thing probably cost me about $3,700. Lake TOHO. Gotta love it. That's my story. Weekend sucked. I did enjoy a beautiful weekend on TOHO with my wife, which is always spending a weekend with my wife is always better than just sitting home. So I hope this video helped you. Excuse my rant. When you go to Lake TOHO, get your ass a jack plate. If you don't get a hydraulic jack plate, you better get on plane and haul ass where you're going. Don't stop. You're not going to get back on plane. I'm sick of telling you, dude. You're not going to get back on plane unless you find a spot. But hope this video helped. Stay tuned. Out.